Hi everyone, it's Karen Hooley and welcome to this week's version of Coffee, Crochet, and Chat with Karen. I want to welcome you if you're watching live, and I'll get to the comments in just a second, but if you're watching this after the fact as a replay, make sure you hit the subscribe button on either YouTube if you're watching on YouTube or on Rumble. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you'll know when my videos go live or when my videos go actually up onto the platform. If you want to learn more about me, make sure you visit my website at KarenHooley.com. I've got that right here in the bottom of the screen. And then you can also follow me on Instagram at Karen Hooley. Make sure you don't put a space or an underscore in between my name. Otherwise, you're going to find other Karen Hooleys out there, which there aren't that many, but there are a few. And then you can join me at Rumble. This is the actual link to my videos on Rumble. So if you really want to watch some past crochet coffees and chats or some other videos I put up there, this is where you'll find them. But if you'd like to register, if you're not a member of Rumble, here is my my link to actually register. I do get credit for that. So I'd really love it if you would join using my link. And then I think that's it for this week for stuff other than you'll see in the bottom here, I have, hang on, let me just do this here. Hide. Okay. I think I got them all. Now I forgot my train of thought. That's okay. Oh, the other thing, that's what it was, is my my newsletter. Make sure you subscribe to my newsletter. I'm going to keep that link down there scrolling. My newsletter is the best way to learn what's going on. I send two a month. My next one will go out next week at the first of the month, and then I send one on the third of the month. And next month, you'll actually get an extra edition that usually they go out on Fridays, but I believe it's going to be the second or third Tuesday. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. I am releasing a new pattern next month, so you'll be able to see that as well. You'll be able to get 25% off discount on my pattern. That's true. Only newsletter subscribers get that. So if you haven't subscribed to my newsletter, make sure you go and subscribe now so that you'll get that coupon when the time comes for a new release. So anyway, I'm going to head over to the chat and see who's here. Hi, Linda and Brad. I'm glad you're here. I saw that you did sign up for Rumble. That's awesome. That's awesome. Thank you for doing that. Hi, Patricia. It's good to see you. I'm glad you guys are here. I hope you guys are having a good week. I saw both of you on Monday night, so that was pretty awesome. Anyway, hope you guys are having a great week. I'm, I can't believe it's the last Wednesday of February, so this is kind of weird for me. I thought I'd start again with some of the new stuff that's going on in my projects. And I haven't really done any other new projects, guys. I'm still working on my sock. I'm almost done. This is the completed sock. And I've gotten past the heel. And I am working on the sole and the main body of the foot. Hoping tonight to have these finished and I can start something else. But for those of you who are wondering about this, if you haven't watched previous videos, this is the yarn is from Nanette Studio. It's her sock kits. She doesn't have this particular one. This one was for Valentine's Day. But I can tell you she's got some St. Patrick's Day ones up, and you can knit or crochet them. I'm knitting this one, but you can crochet with these kits as well. So make sure you check out Nanette Studio if you haven't already. She's a good friend of mine, and I'm hoping to be doing more with her yarns in upcoming patterns and things like that. So so that's all I've been working on, except I promised you guys I was going to wind this yarn, and I did. So this is that Rush Hour from Sock Obsession Yarns with that really neon orange color. This is what they look like wound. I got them wound, and I'm actually going to be starting the pattern today. I have time set aside to write the pattern because I finally finished a secret project that I've been working on. I finished it yesterday. So that's done. And I just want to let you know, this is the link for Sock Obsession Yarns. If you want to check out their yarns, she does shop updates. I believe it's every Sunday or every other Sunday. So she doesn't have this color up there right now. I just checked today just to be sure. But you might want to check on Sundays, especially. Usually, I think it's, let me see, I had it here. 1 p.m. Pacific time is when she does her updates. Let me share her screen with you guys so that you can see. Share screen. Sock Obsession Yarns. Okay, there we go. I'm going to go back here really fast. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to make that full screen so you can see. This is the website. The yarn that I'm using is her smooth sock. And she's got some amazing colors. So, I mean, and she's got some bright stuff like the Line Sirens. Oh my gosh. But those are some of her, just to give you an idea, this is the sock weight that I'm using. This is the Milky Way. If you watched a couple weeks ago, I had finally finished that other shawl with the really wide lace border. This is the yarn I use. This is the colorway I use. So if you're interested in that colorway, there you go. But she doesn't have Rush Hour up here right now. So maybe next week or maybe on Sunday, because I believe if you go to the home page, sorry guys, I scrolled so fast through that. Yeah, her next update. Oh no, she just did an update. So she hasn't planned her next update yet. So, but check on Sundays and see, and definitely subscribe to her newsletter if you're interested in that as well. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys that. So yeah, the color, it actually is pretty cool, isn't it? I got some comments here. Yeah, it is beautiful. I can't wait to start crocheting it up. So, oh, the color with the purple and green flecks. Oh, on her page there, that was there. Let me go look. Oh, it's not liking me today. Okay. The purple with flecks. Is that the base? Okay, I'm going to share the screen again. Linda, is this the one? Hang on a second. Share screen. Tab. Share. Okay. Linda, is that what you were looking at the very top of the screen here? The basic stitch, this one, is that the one you were looking at? It's on the update page. Oh, okay. Yeah. This one right here. It's called Basic Stitch. That's the sock. That's the color right here. This one right here. If you were looking at the one on our homepage, I have no idea what that is. This one here. No idea. I think that's just one that she has put on there as a background, but I'm going to look here, just scroll through really quick. Could be that Clouds and Popsicles that you see right here. It could be. She's got some really fun names. I mean, Normal is boring. Wisdom is a good one. I really like the colors in Wisdom too. But that should give you an idea of, you know, what they are. So, okay. Yeah, the homepage one, I have no idea. But you know what? You could go to her website and ask her what that color is. And I mean, she'd probably be able to tell you. She's a very nice woman. I've talked to her a couple times on Instagram. So check it out. Check out her website. I love this colorway. I hope, and if you're interested in getting this colorway, tell her, because she rotates through all of her colorways. So she doesn't always have everything available all at once. I'm hoping that once this book that I'm using this for comes out, that maybe she'll do a dye batch that has all the colors that I'm using in my book. So, but yeah, this is called Rush Hour. So I'm excited to get started on that. Then I wanted to show you, oops, that's not the one. I have both skeins, by the way. But I ordered, I don't know if you guys use yarn bowls, but I've had this yarn bowl. This is a black walnut yarn bowl made by someone who was actually literally lived like a mile from me. And I only saw him when I would go to shows locally in the Everett, Seattle, Everett area. And his name is Dave Yoakum, and it's Yoakum Fiber Arts. I can't remember exactly. But anyway, this is a yarn bowl made out of black walnut. And I chose this one because I love all of the wood grain. My dad is a carpenter, cabinet maker. I should mention this. So I grew up with my dad building kitchens in our garage. He did kitchens. He would do for our church and for other churches in the area. He would build cabinets for their offices. He did some stuff for classrooms one year. And then the one project I'll never forget is I was probably 7th, 8th grade. And he was asked by the pastor of one of the parishes that his family went to. And the rectory needed a new mantle around the fireplace. And he built a beautiful mantle with all the little blocks that go underneath the part of the mantle. It covered the entire opening of the fireplace, but the mantle itself had the little blocks. But he also put in marble, and that's something that I'll never forget. But the one thing that my dad taught me is to love wood. I mean, just the differences there is. So like here where the dark rings are, I love all these features. And I'm one of those people who will gravitate toward knotty wood, except for pine. Pine has too knotty for me, but if like this has some knots in it, I love these little knots in it. But anyway, so this is my yarn bowl that I've been using for a long time. I used to have a ceramic one also so that I could have 2 projects going with yarn bowls. And the reason I use yarn bowls is because sometimes, especially when I'm working on my desk, if I'm working somewhere where I don't have something that I can put my yarn on, the bowl allows me to put it on the floor or wherever it is that I need. And it allows when I'm pulling my yarn as I'm working for the yarn to slide really smoothly. I don't always use the little notch here. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I find that it's certain types of fibers, especially something like a mohair, gets caught in the wood because there's this, I mean, they sand these as smooth as they can. But like my father always says, wood will wear so that it starts not really splinter, but you get those burrs in it. So I don't always use that. But I wanted to tell you, I used to have a ceramic one from Poly Studios that said "Got Yarn" on it. It was really cute. It was blue and it was beautiful. And I dropped it. I dropped it and it shattered everywhere. My husband, or actually I dropped it once and it broke into 2 pieces and my husband was able to glue it together, but then I dropped it again. So I decided I need another yarn bowl because this one lives with me downstairs when I'm watching TV and that kind of thing. It's the perfect size for where I'm working there. But I need one for here upstairs on my desk or when I'm out on the other side facing me that way. If I go out my door, there is our loft area. We have a TV there. Sometimes I'll sit on the couch and watch something on Netflix or just sit and crochet. And so I need a yarn bowl for upstairs. So I got this one. This one is actually from Knit Picks. And I thought I'd try it out because it's wood and it was inexpensive. It is Knit Picks. You can see right at the bottom there, it says Knit Picks. I'm actually very impressed, being the daughter of a cabinet maker, how well made this is. I mean, and well turned and everything. And even here, I mean, it's still, I can still feel a little bit of rough edges. I mean, those are the things my dad taught me to look for. But it's very well made. So if you are interested in buying an inexpensive yarn bowl, I highly recommend the Knit Picks yarn bowl. And you know what? I forgot to put a banner up for that. So it's knitpicks.com. Most of you probably know that already. just because Knit Picks is so well known. The other thing you might want to know is there is a sister site to Knit Picks now. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. It's called We Crochet, and it's actually crochet.com. If you are a member of the Crochet Guild of America, you know that crochet.org belongs to the Crochet Guild of America, but crochet.com now is under the umbrella of the Crafts Americana, which Knit Picks is a part of, and now We Crochet. And We Crochet is, they still sell all of the Knit Picks yarns. And you'll notice that if you've ordered from Knit Picks anytime recently, actually I have some, this I bought about 2 years ago. And this is leftover from a sweater I made for my son. You'll see that they say Knit Picks on the label. But now, because there's We Crochet and there's Knit Picks, and they're selling exactly the same yarn, Knit Picks is no longer on there. It just tells you the name of the yarn. So if you haven't ordered from Knit Picks lately, you probably haven't seen that yet. If you follow anybody on Instagram who uses the Knit Picks line for, some of the influencers and things, you'll see on their balls of yarn that's missing now. So I'm assuming it's because they have two platforms and they don't want crocheters to be upset about, because you know how that happens, guys. A lot of people who are crocheters get mad because everything's knit this, knit that. And understandably, that's what I would be a little upset too. I used to get upset a lot. Now I'm so used to it now. In fact, I was just writing an article the other day for someone, I can't tell you what yet, but I was talking about my favorite tools, and this is one of my favorite tools. I don't know if you guys have seen this. This is the Acreworks, I think that's how you say it, Acreworks knitting tool set. Have you guys seen this? Anybody? It's this right here on top is a gauge measuring tool. It measures both rows and stitches, 4 inches this way, 4 inches this way. So when you're working with a swatch, this is really awesome. I mean, whether you're a knitter or crocheter, this is awesome. I use this all the time. This one, I don't know if you can see it up here. It says Stilly River Yarns. I actually bought this from my local yarn shop, Stilly River Yarns, when I was still living on the west side. And she had them custom engrave on there her shop information. So I got this one from Stilly River. But this is really cool because it's magnetic. I'm going to show you the bottom side first. You see there's magnets right here. There's one here, and one over here. You see those magnets? And then there's this notch here for a tape measure. So the tape measure can live right here, and you can use it right off the bottom of the tool tin. But what I love about it is because it's magnetic, it comes with these little tiny scissors that you can travel with. I've taken this on the plane. So if you're ever traveling on plane, you can get it. It has a magnetic place to keep your stitch markers. And what's really cool is it comes with these stitch markers, and these are the locking stitch markers. So these are perfect for crocheters too. So if you have other metal magnetic that'll, the magnets will work with, you can stick them in there. But it comes with those. And then it has the needles. It comes with 4 needles. I've added a few different sizes in here so that I have them all the time with me. But this is really awesome. But then the other part that's really cool is it has the what they call it, the needle gauge, but the hook gauge, where if you've got a hook that you don't know what size it is, you can, figure out which hook it is, and the only thing it doesn't say is like GHI, the sizing. But if you know the millimeters, you know that, a 4.0 is a G, and 4.5 is a 7, and 5.0 is an H, that kind of thing. So as long as you could easily just write the letters in there yourself with a Sharpie, a different colored Sharpie. But it's really cool because the knit gauge or the gauge finder fits right on top and kind of covers everything up. Right here, there's these little slots for the teeth on these. And I should mention when I talk about this really quick, I'm gonna be doing a video on gauge, and I'm thinking about doing it live next week, just so that you guys know. So I'll probably be talking about this tomorrow, next week. But there's these little, I don't know if you can see them. They're like little grippy things. I don't know what else to call them. You can see that they're teeth right here, and you put it on the swatch, and those help when you're doing your gauge, so that the gauge measuring tool does not, it does not slide off your stitches, so you're not having trouble counting because your gauge is sliding. If you use those metal ones, you know they slide, and even with the tape measure, your hands can move the tape measure, and then all of a sudden you have to start counting all over again because you have to reset the tape. This helps with that problem. And whenever you're measuring gauge, and I'll talk about this when I do the video, you should always have at least 4 inches that you measure, which means you need at least a 6-inch square to measure properly, because you never want to measure the edges of your fabric. So this is just a little, I wasn't even going to talk about this. It wasn't in the plans. So, but there's a little tool that you might like, and it fits in your project bag. I mean, this will fall out, but it holds pretty well. So I love it. I love this thing. So there you go. I'm just trying to think if there was something else I wanted to talk about. Oh, I just want to let you guys know Lamb Shop Knits still has my Queen of Hearts, and you can still get the 10% off with the code Hooley if you're interested in that. So just so you guys know, she's still doing that. What else? I think that's it that I've got going on here. I told you I was going to start working on that new project. Anything you guys want to talk about today? Any questions on anything? I know a few of you who are here. I see it's Patricia and Linda are here, but I see that there's a third person here. So if you're here watching, make sure you pop into the comments and say hello and let us know where you're watching from. I'm trying to think of what else. There's not a whole lot happening this week because I was working on a super secret project that took a little longer than I was expecting. So yeah. So there you go. Actually, also one thing you see, you're very excited about a class this afternoon. I'm so glad. I'm really excited too. After this video is over and I'm setting up, everything on Rumble and get everything on my blog post and everything about this event, I'll be setting up for that class. So I'm excited. For those of you who are here who don't know about my classes, today I'm having the reversible shell class. I did take down the signups because I try to close my classes about a day before I actually go, so that I'm ready for the number of people that are going to be in the class. That reminds me, Linda. Today and tomorrow, I'm finishing up all my classes for February. I am going to take the month of March off. For those of you who've been following along, I'll know that I had a cancer diagnosis, and I start treatments next Thursday. So I decided, after doing research on what this can do, it's supposedly, I'm not supposed to have too many side effects. But the one thing I've heard, I've talked to a couple people who have had this treatment, and they say that the first 2 or 3 days, including the day that you get the infusion, you are exhausted. So, because it's an immunotherapy, and it's supposed, even though it's not systemic, it throws my immune system into craziness. So I want to get through at least a couple weeks of knowing how my body's going to react to this. And I figured, you know what, let's just take the month off. So I'm working on my class schedules for April. And I do have some ideas of what classes I would like to offer in April. But if you are a subscriber to my newsletter, I'm going to next week send out a little blurb about the classes I offer with a link to all of the classes I offer that are pre-made classes, I mean, that I've been teaching for a long time, and ask you to pick your top 2 or 3 that you would be interested in taking, and that'll help me decide how to schedule classes. So be watching for that. And there's a couple other things that I've been tossing around an idea. Yeah, last week we talked a lot about socks, and this past week I've been thinking about it a lot. And I'm thinking I am going to definitely get an online class going on how to crochet socks. And I'm going to maybe even do a class where it's kind of like the Craftsy classes where you can watch them as you go, but you'll have, you own the class, you can watch it anytime you want, but you still have access to me. I mean, everybody knows that you can always contact me with questions anyway, but with the class I would have specific office hours during the week that if people needed help, you could sign up for, like a 30-minute office hour to ask me a question or whatever. So that's something that I'm thinking about doing too. I had been planning to do that last year, and this move and then the diagnosis in January just threw me for a loop, and I was like all over the place. I didn't know what I want to do, but I've been really taking time to think about it. So I think I am definitely going to go that route. I just don't know when exactly that would be available, because I don't know how I'm going to be feeling starting next week. So there you go. But I'm excited because teaching classes on Zoom has actually been so much fun for me. So it's really important to me to be able to connect with you guys, especially since it's been a year since I've taught live classes. The last live classes I taught were at the Red Alder Fiber Arts conference in Tacoma, Washington last February. And I didn't teach any classes until I think it was August. I did my first online Zoom class with Crochet Texas, which is a crochet guild down in Texas. And that spurred me to start doing more Zoom classes. So connecting with you guys is so important to me. Let's see, Laura. Oh, hi, Laura. Your health is everything, and all of us who follow you understand that. Yes, I have to, I'm one of those people who normally I don't share everything that happens in my personal life, but this is something that is changing how I do things and how public I am. And so I want to be honest with you guys. I want you guys to know this is what's going on and why I'm slowing down a little. So take care of myself first. And my family keeps telling me that too. I'm looking forward to spending next month processing more about how I'm going to do classes and actually having a lot of crochet time more than anything else. But I will still be doing these Zoom calls or these lives. So don't worry about that. And those of you who are doing the Bewitched cowl, I'll still be doing that as well. So don't worry about that, but I'm going to slow down on a few other things. I'm really excited to do more video work though, because it's a great way for me to connect with you, but also, for me to meet you and get to know you. And so I'm really enjoying that. That's why I used to teach live too, because as much as I wanted to teach what I know, I can't tell you how much you guys inspire me. So it's definitely a two-way street for me as a teacher. So you guys inspire me so much. So I am definitely going to continue with the videos and stuff. Now, one thing I have been thinking about, and this was probably a good question for all of you who are watching me, I might be switching from Wednesdays to Tuesdays at 9 a.m. I've been considering that for a little while. And then now that I know my treatment schedule, I've been thinking that because my treatments will be on Thursdays. And I was thinking, and they said 2 to 3 days to get over the tiredness. And so that would be like Sunday, Monday, I'd be starting to feel normal again. And that would give me Wednesday right before my next treatment to get everything that I need to get done. That is, if my brain and my body slows down too much, I don't have to worry about being behind. So is that going to be a problem if starting next week, I switch to Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays? I don't want to switch without asking you guys, because you guys are here every week. And I want to make sure that's going to work for you guys. So anybody have an objection? And let me know. I need some coffee. Also, guys, I was going to tell you that I'm going to start doing some standalone videos too. I think I've mentioned this before, but I've had a lot of people ask me why I don't teach beginners classes anymore. And it's because there's so many people out there teaching beginners. Okay, Linda, I'm sorry. I know you work Tuesdays. I forgot about that, but you'll catch me on the replay, and I'll see you at other things too. So, but people ask me why I don't teach beginner classes all that much, and so it's because there's a lot of beginner teachers out there, and a lot of people can go to shops and learn how to crochet beginners. There's so many videos out there, but I've been asked to teach my way, so I'm going to be starting a backup with video on how to crochet. I already have a slip knot video out there. I have single crochet. I have everything you need to know about a chain. I mean, that's a pretty long video if you haven't watched it. It talks about the chain and all of that. And I stopped at the single crochet because on YouTube, I wasn't getting that many people watching, because there's, it's hard to find me because there's so many crocheters out there. But now that I've moved to Rumble, the Rumble people, there's crafters out there and there's crocheters out there, but there's not as many. And my videos are getting a lot more views, and I'm getting my follower over there is almost the same as on YouTube. I think I'm within 20 subscribers over there. So the people over there are asking me for, when am I going to finish my beginners? So you're going to see some of that as well. Anyway, so that's what I'm going to be working on. I'm going to be working on other stuff too. I have this yarn. I should show you guys. Years ago, when I first started crocheting, and not when I first started crocheting, first started designing. And then I started working for my local yarn shop. I don't know how many of you know Trendsetter Yarns, but Trendsetter had a yarn that was, this is a mohair, but it was similar to this, and it was called Aura. And it was an eyelash yarn, but it was very tiny eyelash. It felt like mohair, but it wasn't mohair. And then they came out with another yarn that was similar to this, it was just a fine thread with sequins. And I designed a scarf pattern for them that was very, very easy, super easy, big hook, big size Q hook. And these two held together and did that. And I'm going to create a video with this LRA now. This is LRA from Knitting Fever as their distributor. LRA yarn. This is the Sequin City, and this is the Silky Kid mohair. And I'm going to do a beginner's video on how to make that scarf. It's so easy that I can't even think about charging someone for a pattern of it. So it's going to be a free video, and it's perfect for somebody even who is an experienced crocheter. to just do something fun and mindless in that respect for someone who knows how to do these stitches. But for a beginner, it's super easy because the mohair allows you, even if you miss one of the loops at the top of the stitch, it hides it. So you can get this gorgeous scarf with a lot less effort, even if you're a brand new crocheter. So that's something that's going to be coming too. But this yarn is so yummy. Oh my gosh. This mohair, oh man, guys, I wish I could let you feel it through the camera. It's lace weight, but when you crochet with this and this held together, it makes it easier to crochet with, first of all, and then you use a size Q hook. A Q, guys. So be looking for that. I know, Laura, I agree with you. You don't want the novelty yarns to just sit on a shelf. Feel-o-vision. I like that. We need feel-o-vision. Now, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So this is something to be watching for. I'm going to do it as a video, as a just static video, and then I'll upload it to both YouTube and Rumble. If my Rumble following starts to really get bigger than YouTube, which right now that's what it feels like it might be doing. And as soon as they start allowing me to stream live there, I may make that my primary because I'll have more people. But also I will still be posting to both. So it's not that, I'm not going to like totally cut off YouTube. How do I put it that way? So it's just that, I've got to go where the people are following me. So, because that's where my followers are. Linda mentioned my cowl. Thank you so much. This was actually, this made me cry yesterday. I'm going to try not to cry today. I went to the post office because we still don't have our post office boxes here. So I have to, we're still on a construction hold. So I have to go to the post office every couple of days to go pick up our mail. And there was this package for me from a friend of mine over on the west side from my church. And so I waited until I got home and I opened this package, and this cowl, I was in it. It's called, I kept the label because it was so pretty. It's called the Giving Infinity Scarf. It's made with reclaimed yarn. It's woven. It looks knitted, but it's actually woven. And it's, the Giving Scarf is more than a fashion statement. It's a scarf on a mission. And then it's got this little poem. And then it says, "You are beautiful, you are amazing, you are brave, you are wonderful." And with it was a card from all the parishioners at our parish that we were going to church at over on the west side for 20 years. All the people who I went to morning mass with, that were at our 8 o'clock mass on the mornings on Sundays, people that I've been on committees with, people that are just friends of ours, and they all signed the card. Our pastor signed the card. I was in tears crying. They all know that I had a cancer diagnosis because I let my friend know, and she has everybody. It is like a prayer cowl, yes. And then one of the men, he's an older gentleman. He's never been married, and he's one of the ushers that helps people out during the services. He's a good friend of ours, and he's the one who actually found this, I guess, is what I know. Exactly, Laura. It's like, oh my God, I'm tearing up again. I was speechless. I couldn't even, I texted my friend Diane, and I just said, "I'm speechless. Thank you so much." I'm actually considering doing a little mini video and thanking everybody and sending it to Diane so she can show them all, because I don't have everybody's addresses to send them a thank you note. This was just, oh my gosh, it was just, So I'm wearing it today because it's beautiful. It is beautiful. It's woven. It's got these cool little, kind of like a chain ply, the yarn that's chain plied. I mean, if you crocheted with this, it would be big, bulky stitches. It's woven. It's beautiful. And here, let me take it off so you guys can see. Up there. That's what it looks like. And it's just beautiful. And it's an infinity scarf. So it's got that twist in it. But I keep looking at this going, I could crochet something like this too. So yeah, so, and then I have to fuss because when I take things off and all the tails are all over the place, I'll fuss with it until it looks right. But there you go. I mean, so I'm thinking too that this was like one of those things that I could feel all their thoughts and prayers for me when I opened it. So it is comfy. It's soft. It's pull that label out again. Is it cotton? Oh no, it's 100% acrylic. But it's so soft. It's really soft. And it is comfy. But I was thinking this is like a hug from everybody. So I might actually wear it to my first infusion and see how, just so that I feel like there's somebody there with me, because I have to go by myself. So I can't have any guests with me. My husband can't come with me. So this way I feel like I have somebody with me. But it is, thank you. I'm glad you guys like it. In fact, I was thinking that I need to pull out some of my cowls and start wearing them more often after I got this one, because I really like how it looks. So there you go. Yeah, who's cutting onions? That was me yesterday. It was the hardest thing. I mean, to stop crying, because I was so grateful. Anyway, anybody else have anything you want to chat about? We got another little less than 20 minutes to go. If you have questions about other things that I'm working on that I can talk about, there's one project that I just finished up that I can't tell you about until the company's ready to go with it. I'm so excited about it. When time is your infusion? I'll be there in prayer. Oh, it's Thursday morning, Thursday the 4th at 8 a.m. I think it's 8. 8. Wait, it's either 7 or 8. They wanted them done really early, 8 a.m. 8 to 10 a.m. next week. So there you go. Yeah, the first one's a 2-hour appointment, and then after that, it's only like a half an hour to an hour. So, and then on Tuesday next week, actually, I won't switch next week. Next week will still be Wednesday, guys, because I forgot. I have to go Tuesday morning to go and get a TB test. I have to be checked for TB before they can give me the infusion. So the morning of the infusion, they just check to make sure I don't have TB. Not that I'm concerned in any way, shape, or form about having TB, but it's just one of those things that I have to be careful of. So next week, it will still be Wednesday. Okay. So Linda, you can be here live too on Wednesday. And then after that, maybe I'll see how I feel but count on it being Tuesdays. But if not, if I'm doing okay, then maybe on Wednesdays. We'll see how I do. So anyway, anybody else have a question or want to talk about? If you see something on my shelf you want me to talk about, I'm going to put this back up there. What else can I talk about? It's been a couple, the last couple weeks have been really kind of interesting. So between snow and then Monday we had a windstorm, and we're supposed to have another one tomorrow and Saturday. We're supposed to have windstorms again. We live in the high desert now, and windstorms are a thing. So in fact, not last year, but the year before, I think, in the fall, there was such a big windstorm because there's lots of sagebrush out here. And there was such a big windstorm. You might have seen it on the news that there were houses that had so many tumbleweeds that they couldn't get out of their houses because they covered the entire front door. Just to our, let's see, I'm facing south, that's west. So to the east of us, just like a block to the east, 2 blocks to the east of me, there's a big field full of sagebrush. So it will be interesting to see. You lost all your snow overnight. That's what we did here too, Anne. It's interesting. We got like 12, 16 inches in 4 days of snow. And then in one day, it got up to 48 and boom, the snow all melted. So there is nothing left out there. We had piles, they came out and plowed, and piles that were almost as tall as me, and they're gone in one day. It's crazy how that happens. Yes, it would. That's what it looks like, Laura. The Brillo pads, yeah. Yeah. So much. I mean, people's garage doors, they couldn't open them because if they did, these piles of tumbleweeds would come in. I mean, that's kind of wind we have here. So it'll be interesting for us to get used to. Being a Northern California girl who lived in the suburbs of San Francisco and Oakland. I'm not used to any of that. Then moving to the Seattle area, I mean, we were used to the rain and the cold. Even our summers didn't start till mid to late July, and then they'd end the first week of October, and we'd start getting cold and rainy again. So living in the high desert, at least for me, my husband grew up in Phoenix, so this might be a little bit more what he's used to, but I'm sure it's still going to be odd because he was in the 8th grade when they moved to California. So it might be a little odd for him to get used to at first, but I'm sure he's seen some of this stuff more than I have, other than the snow. So Patricia, I wish our snow would melt 18 degrees. Oh man, 18 degrees. We just got over those temperatures. Although I was told last week that we could get snow as late as St. Patrick's Day. So I'm not saying our winter's over yet. So definitely. But Pat, you're in Anchorage, right? Does Anchorage get more seasons than farther north in Alaska, or is Anchorage pretty much either hot or cold? I haven't really studied the temperatures in Alaska, although my husband and I keep saying we want to do a cruise up that way. But I'm curious how your weather is in if it's all or nothing with you guys. Oh, my coffee's almost empty. I need to go get another cup. Even though it's warming up out there, it's still a little chilly. So I still have to have my cup of coffee. Yes, we pretty much have winter and construction season. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. So how long are your winters then, Pat? Are they pretty long? My husband and I watch a lot of DIY Network, especially when we were living on the west side, because we were thinking about doing things to the old house. And there's one show that is people who've never lived in Alaska buying, I can't remember the name of the show, who buy in Alaska and they have to wait until certain seasons or certain times a year that they can actually build or do remodeling or whatever. So I was just curious. Okay, we moved here in North Carolina from Minnesota. Didn't mind the positive side of the thermometer when it hit. Oh yeah, yeah, when it hit negative double digits. Yes. My best friend used to live in Minnesota, just outside of St. Paul, and she was born and raised in Southern California, and she's a beach girl. She was always a beach girl. When she moved to Northern California, she was always in flip-flops and sandals and stuff. And then when she first got married, she and her husband moved to Minnesota for his job. And then she went to law school there. But I remember her calling, was whining about the negative double digits. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine. Let's see. So Linda, we had almost 50 degrees. Yes. Yay, you can see your front porch. That's awesome. Yeah, see, that's how I was starting to feel. Couldn't see my backyard, couldn't see my front lawn. And then Pat says, oh, so winter is late September to April-ish. Okay, so you're getting close to where you start thawing out. You're getting close. Supposedly at the end of March, early April is when we're supposed to start seeing warmer temperatures again. So I'll see. I'm learning. I'm learning along with everybody else. So this will be interesting. Okay, guys. Well, if nobody has anything to chat about or questions to ask me, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. This way I have a little extra time to get ready for my class this afternoon. Again, I will be here on Wednesday next week for sure. Then after that, we'll see how it goes. Just kind of watch my YouTube channel. If you haven't hit the subscribe button, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and the YouTube will let you know when I'm planning to go live as well as when I do go live. So I will definitely be doing that next week, though, on Wednesday. So Wednesday will be fine. After that, just check my YouTube channel. I will see you next week, and hopefully I'll have a lot more to talk about. I'm thinking I'm going to do a little mini lesson on gauge. So it depends on how this week goes because I do need to make some props and some things, you know, some swatches and stuff for you guys to do that. But I do want to start doing some educational lives as well. So, and I'm thinking gauge is going to probably our first one because I get so many questions about gauge. So anyway, I hope you guys have a great week. Make sure that if you're doing the Bewitched crochet along, you can still join us. I'm keep it open for one more week. Next week I'll shut it down. So if you're interested in joining the crochet along, go to my website at KarenHooley.com. Let me put that up here for you. There we go. Go to KarenHooley.com and go under the education tab where it says virtual classes, and you can still register for the crochet along. You will need to purchase the pattern on the crochet along link. There's a link there to purchase the pattern, and you can purchase them both together if you want. I've had several people do that. So I will probably shut down the crochet along next week on Monday or Tuesday sometime. So if you want to join us, definitely join us. Make sure you subscribe to my newsletter at KarenHooley.com/subscribe, which you see scrolling on the bottom of the screen right now. You'll get more information about crochet alongs in the future and other stuff, as well as the 25% discount the first week of any new release. So you've got that as well. Make sure to follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be doing next week. I'm going to actually be starting a new little, I forgot to mention this earlier to you guys. I'm sorry. Next month, starting March 1st, is International Crochet Month. I totally forgot. I spaced this. And I am doing a daily video on Instagram. And Linda, I know you don't have Instagram on your phone, but you can look on the on your computer. You don't have to use the app to watch. But I'm going to do every day. I'm going to be doing a little mini video based on prompts, and I'm hoping people who are on Instagram will join me. Go check out my profile page, and you'll see the post I did. And I'm going to do another one today to remind people about the daily prompts. So I'm going to be mine are all going to be video. So make sure you join me for that. Again, if you want to watch on Rumble, this is where you can find all my videos on Rumble. If I can't go live on Rumble just yet, but if you want to watch the replays, and if you're watching this on Rumble, you probably already found this link, but I just want to make sure everybody knows that you can watch me on Rumble, and you can subscribe to Rumble. I just switched the ticker down at the bottom. by using that link that's there if you aren't using Rumble right now. And then that is it for me this week. I hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Thank you guys for all the virtual hugs and everything else. And for those of you doing the Bewitched crochet along or taking any of my classes the rest of this week, I will see you then. Otherwise, I will see you next Wednesday. Have a great one. Talk to you soon.